Good evening, guys, and happy Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces. Happy day before Thanksgiving, guys. My mom said happy Thanksgiving Eve today. But I think I told you guys our plan for Thanksgiving this year. We ended up getting invited to go over to my aunt's house, which is just gonna be like her and like my other aunt. So it's my grandma's sister's daughter, her house, along with my other aunt, who's my aunt's, like, you know, mom, and then my aunt's grandkids, or her kids, or my other aunt's kids. I don't know how to explain it, because I call both of them my aunt. Technically, one is my aunt, my grandma's sister, I think, or she's my second aunt, maybe, but not a great aunt. My other aunt is like my first cousin once removed, I think, but I still call her my aunt because like my mom and her and my uncle grew up together. Like my mom's close to them, like siblings kind of, so like we still just call them that anyway, you know. So anyways, it's a little bit confusing because they're not my mom's siblings, but like that's who we always celebrate all the holidays with because my mom on my grandma's side is an only child, so she, like I said, grew up and was very, very close with like her cousins, which is my aunt and uncle. But like I said, they're gonna be there, and then my uncle and other aunt, they're coming later with, I think, their kids for like dessert. So it's just gonna be like, we did this a few years ago. It was like just our family, then my aunt's family, which I think my cousin wasn't there because he was in Maryland at the time, so it was just like my one cousin, and I think her husband wasn't, I think, might have been married by that point. That might have been the first year they were married, but I think he might have been with his family, and then but she was there, and then again my aunt, like my grandma's sister, she was there, but other than that, like, it was like very, very small, like, you know. So it's gonna be kind of similar to that too. I don't know if like my other aunt, who's like my more confusing, my grandma's mom's sister's daughter, so she would be like my, I don't even know, third aunt or something like that. But again, too, not a great aunt, because my great aunt was my great grandma's sister, who I knew, like, I knew her. She actually just passed away a few years ago, but she was my great aunt. And so I also knew my great grandma. Like, I think I was around 5 or 6 maybe when she'd passed away, and my great grandpa as well. He passed away, I think, about a year, or maybe actually a few months after my great grandma had passed away. So, but again too, I was like little, like 4 or 5, but my great aunt, who was my grandma's sister, it's funny because I'm working on all these photos for my aunt, and I actually finished with all of the old ones. If you guys saw the other day, I was telling you guys how I was trying to scan all of the photos, but I was working on that, and it's funny because like I was just recently going through them, but like my great grandma was actually one of 8 siblings, I think, or maybe there were 7 siblings in total, I don't remember, but I think there was 8. And so, but there was 4 girls, I think, and 4 boys. And of the girls, though, my great grandma and my great aunt were like really, really close. They were, I actually think my great grandma might have been like the second daughter, and then there was another one, and then my great aunt was the youngest. So there was a great, like, my other great aunt, who was the oldest of all of the siblings, and then again too, the youngest was my other great aunt, who, the one that I knew and I was close to. Like, she was there at my high school graduation party. So like I said, I think she passed away the year after my grandma, actually, so I think in like 2018. So she was like, you know, like I actually don't remember how old she was when she passed away, but she was also, again, the youngest. I think her and my great grandma were the only 2 that were like still living of the 8 siblings, but they still were like always really, really close. So again too, when I say that's like my other aunt, like it's her daughter, like they're again too kind of further extended family, but like they were super close. kind of like my grandma and my aunt were. And so like, again, too, their kids were very close and like grew up together almost. So like that would have been my grandma, my aunt, and then my other aunt, my great grandma's or my great aunt's daughter. Like they were like really, really close. And my great aunt's daughter was also one of 3 kids, but she was the only girl. So I also think that was kind of why like she was closer with like my aunt and grandma kind of, because, you know, like she had 2 brothers. Anyways, she might come. Like a lot of times like she gets invited to like family stuff like that too as well. And a lot of times she ends up coming like to family, you know, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving kind of things. But sometimes she also has other stuff going on with either her, you know, family, or even to like sometimes like, you know, like neighbor, like her big thing is that her neighborhood, like they're like very close, and she does so much stuff with them. She's like, oh no, I'm going to a 4th of July party with my, you know, like the people from the hood is what she calls them, her neighborhood friends. But she like, even to like, I think there's like a Thanksgiving or like something like that too, like even some of the bigger major holidays, like she does stuff with like them even too. I think is really cool. So like I said, I don't know if she was invited, if she's coming or anything like that, but we are going there tomorrow. So it's kind of nice because we didn't really need to do a whole lot of Thanksgiving food prep stuff or anything like that. My mom is bringing an appetizer, and then she's also bringing her cranberry relish, which was it was either my great grandma's or my great grandpa's like cranberry recipe. Also too, guys, I have lines like under my face, I feel like, because I was wearing I was working on the photos, and like I said, I finished up all of the old ones, the photos that I was scanning for my aunt while I was organizing all her photos, but I wanted to scan all of the really old ones so that I had copies of them. And I finished up with all the really old ones. Now I'm just going to kind of pick and choose through a handful that I still might want to scan and have copies of. But as far as all the ones that I definitely wanted, I have, which is good because she did say she didn't need them by tomorrow, or she didn't want them back. I didn't have to bring them tomorrow. She said we'll figure out a different day. So, but I was listening to my headphones, and then I had my blue light glasses on over it, and they were like all like being real weird kind of like, because they don't sit right because I had my headphones on and was listening to music. But thankfully I actually finished everything that I wanted to by Thanksgiving, which was also really nice. I'll do have some extra time to like grab some of those other photos that I might want as well. But either way, I'm going to take a shower and get to bed again. I didn't get up very early, and on top of that too, my main goal was just to finish the photos for today, so that's what I really just did. But we do have to get up tomorrow because I think the Bears game is the first game tomorrow, so we've got that to watch. But I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.